Hello, thanks for joining me. Today I'm going to do a collection related video, and this is like retro and US game collecting. This, I guess, is what I will start off with. I'm really excited about this. This is Viento. I picked up this game quite a while ago. It was probably 10 years ago. Something like that. It might have even been more. And I'm sure that I got it from this particular place where they kind of have this tent sale and they bring out a bunch of games and movies and all kinds of stuff, and everything's like half price. So I'm pretty sure that I picked this up for about $3, but it was the cartridge only. There you can see the cart is inserted, and you know, the cart isn't in great shape. It's pretty nice. It certainly plays well, and it just has one little tear on the front where I think there might have been a sticker even that I had removed, and it ended up tearing it, or somebody else did. So I just picked up, this is just a box for it, a box and a manual. And it was one of those things where it was like in acceptable condition. Now I was thinking, if this is in acceptable condition and it's complete with the box manual and game, I'm like, this is going to be pretty interesting. It was a previous rental, and the box that it came in, this box actually isn't in very good shape, but it's in better shape than the box I got. The box was like, the front was all cracked. It was like cracking, and it had stickers. Like there were like 3 layers of stickers on it, like stuck here and stuck here, and it was just covered in stickers. It's sun faded, and if you can probably tell, you can actually tell where like a sticker was stuck here and here, and it was obviously like in a shop window or something like that. This one came with a game, so I'm actually going to have to get rid of that game, but that game is kind of in worse condition than the one that I have. And I didn't like end up putting a lot of money at this. Like the fact that I originally probably got it for $3 and just spent $9, I mean, I basically got like a $30 or $40 game for like $12. For my collection, if I really cared about it, like just having a whole bunch of nice games, especially if I think this is a really cool game, it could kind of make sense for me to just have like put the money out to get this game complete and nice. But somehow this feels good, and I don't exactly know why. I'm really happy to have a complete version of Viento on the Sega Genesis. So, in addition to that, where do I start? I've picked up a number of things recently, and one of the things that I am not going to show off in this video is a Wii. I thought about it, and the Wii U is coming out, and I'm kind of excited about it, and after making my videos saying, hey, I'm not gonna, ignore Nintendo, and I do realize good games are coming out on those systems, I said, well, should I get a Wii U? And that just doesn't really make any sense right now. There really aren't any games out for it yet, and I don't, as much as I'm like, okay, I'm gonna game Nintendo a bit, I'm still, I still haven't completely drunk that Kool-Aid. I'm not just gonna be like, I'm just gonna buy it on principle when it first comes out. So I kind of want to see how things go with the Wii U. So the more sensible thing for me was to look at getting a Wii. So I did that, and I bought a bunch of games for it. In fact, I think I've purchased pretty much the collection that I'm going to have on that system, and I'm very pleased with it. I'll talk about that more in another video. But I do have a few games here that are a result of my having purchased a Wii. I'll explain that a little bit more. So what I ended up doing was and this is a little bit embarrassing to admit, but I went to GameStop, and it was like, if they're doing like used games, like buy 2 get 1 free. So I don't feel too guilty about purchasing them used. I put my new money towards things that I particularly wanted to support this console generation so far. So I picked up some used games. In addition to the Wii games that I picked up, I got a few DS games, or just a couple, I should say. I ended up picking up Time Hollow. I really don't know anything about this game other than the fact that I read the back of it, and it sounded really cool, and it looks really like visual novel-ish. And I'm down with that. If people are doing games like this on, if it happens to me on the DS, I'll get it on the DS. I'm really curious to see what some of these games are like, so I picked that up. And I also got Mystery Dungeon. This is Shiren the Wanderer. I forget what that is in Japanese, but this is a long-running series, and it's not really one that I've played a lot of, but I do have one of these on the Dreamcast. I think mostly it was just that Dreamcast import that got me going, because there's one on the Wii, and I now own that, which I've played a little bit of, and it seems pretty cool. I guess these seem like they're roguelikes, and, you know, I feel a little uncertain throwing that term around because I'm not super familiar with it, and I've seen people online get, like, you know, super defensive about people calling, like, things roguelikes that aren't, you know, hardcore roguelikes, so, you know, I don't want to offend anyone, but from what I know, you know, this seems, at least the one on the Wii seems like a roguelike. It's, you know, like random dungeons, and it seems pretty cool, so I think this one plays similarly. I was just interested in getting, you know, 2 games in the same series. I figured if I'm getting one, I might as well get the other. I also got some stuff for the PSP. So for starters, we have Growlancer, Wayfarer of Time. And, you know, this is one of those ones where I was like, this is a no-brainer. It's published by Atlas, and Satoshi Urishihara obviously did the illustration for this. I had to pick that up. I thought that was a cool pickup. I also got Castlevania, the Dracula X Chronicles. Again, this is something I don't know a whole lot about, other than the fact that it has Castlevania Symphony of the Night on it, which I have for the PlayStation, and it's a really cool game. I played it back in the day. This also has Rondo of Blood, and from what I know, that was one that hadn't been released in the US before. I definitely want to own, you know, a 2D Castlevania game that had not been released in the US before. I also got Tactics Ogre. I mean, it looks like they said, you know, the original developers, you know, remade it from the ground up. You know, we've got, like, you know, evolved 3D battlefields and et cetera, et cetera. I mean, it sounds like they kind of did a visual overhaul of this. I'm actually pretty happy to own a remake of that on the PSP. And last on the PSP we have Valkyrie Chronicles 2. You saw the first one for the PlayStation 3, so this, you know, I couldn't say no to that. And I did, this I'm more guilty about. I did pick up a couple of PS3 games in that deal too, and you know, I generally do feel guilty about. So I've got Persona Arena here. This just seems like a really cool game, and you know, when I heard about it, I mean, I'm not a Persona or you know, Mega 10 fan in particular, and I would say the only reason is they never really caught my attention back in the day that much. I mean, Persona 1 on the PS1, you kind of noticed it had an interesting sort of style, and one of my friends did have it, and he ended up buying more of the Persona games on PS2 and stuff like that. But this is one of those games that I wouldn't have really purchased new. It just wasn't exactly positioned for me to just want to go out and get it. But to be able to pick it up used, I was kind of like, you know, I'll take a chance, because I've heard good things about this, and especially I've heard that it plays a little bit more like a visual novel that just happens to have like a fighting game in between it. And I've heard a lot of good things about it, so I just wanted to check this out. I think that'll be a neat one to own. And last for these is Soulcalibur V, and this is another one where I just wasn't convinced to sort of go out and pick this up when it first came out, but one of my friends just got it recently, and I got to play it, and boy, it was extremely nostalgic. I forgot how much I loved Soulcalibur. So playing this just brought back a lot of good memories, and it actually looks really nice, and it plays really well, and the character creation was really cool. So you know, when I had the opportunity to pick this up, I kind of wanted to pick it up just to be able to play with my friend and stuff like that, so I ended up picking it up used as well. So now I'm going to move to my last pickup, and this I've saved the best for last. I'm extremely excited about this. So I'm just going to go ahead and put this up here. This is Mean 18 Golf on the Atari 7800, and this is exceptional for a couple of reasons. One is because it's actually quite rare. I don't know if I realized, I'd always sort of known that Tank Command was a valuable and rare game for the 7800. That was kind of like the expensive one. This, for some reason, is not quite as expensive, but it seems to actually be rarer. This finally popped up loose, and and just it appeared on eBay. This doesn't come up all that often. This is the NTSC US version. It's quite rare these days, so I was able to pick this up. This is it. This is the last one. I now have an actual complete loose 7800 collection, and I am just really happy about that. It was my first system, great childhood memories, and I'm actually really enjoying being able to go through the library and get just the full feeling for what that system was like, what it could do, and what people did on it. Mean 18 just throws you on a course with some clubs and a ball, and you go. But it's a completely playable golf game. I didn't have any trouble with the controls or anything like that. It was actually pretty fun. So I'm very happy with my pickups, and I'll be doing a video about my Wii pickups soon. And of course, I also want to do some more import gaming videos. Just hope you're looking forward to those, and thanks for watching.